Hi, welcome to Goodness and the Grief. Thank you for tuning in today. Some great stories to share with you from all over the world, and I hope that they inspire you to be the good and to spread joy and love. So the first one is about a man named John O'Malley who was inspired by someone simply doing their job. About 6 years ago, John O'Malley's wife was dying and she was in hospice care. And John was so inspired by the care that his wife got while in hospice that he decided to come out of retirement, go back to school, and become a hospice nurse himself. He went back to school 2 months after she passed and spent 4 years getting that education. And he is now spreading that joy and love and compassion that his wife got at the same place actually that his wife got that care. And he is encouraging others and giving people that are dying and their families the peace and joy that they need during that time. So I think this story is just important because knowing that you're a good person, being kind and loving what you do is important, because just by simply doing your job, you could set an example for someone that you're not even thinking about or trying to affect their life, and it could change everything for them without you even trying. The next story comes to us out of Istanbul. It's about a mosque that actually opens up its doors during the winter to stray cats. There's an entire family of cats that stay at this mosque in the winter, and I know they appreciate that shelter and the warmth. And there's actually video that they have of a mama cat bringing in her entire litter, which is just so sweet. And the mosque doesn't actually get rid of the cats whenever they're having a service. Their members actually come in and just treat them as guests in the mosque and are loving on them as they're going about their way. So this story is especially warm to my heart because I know we focus on humans all of the time that are homeless and need love and compassion and shelter and food and warmth. But it's also important to remember our four-legged friends that are out there and remember that they need all of the same, and they just don't have a voice to speak it. So this is really important to me that we remember to be the goodness to both humans and animals alike. Our next story comes to us out of Dublin. A 15-year-old girl was raising money for homeless shelters by being homeless for a day. Just in that 24 hours time, she noticed a huge need for sleeping bags that would keep them dry and warm where they were sleeping out in parks or out in the open. So she decided to invent that herself. So she did that, and these bags are being made by former homeless people. Most of them are coming out of detox and are being paid minimum wage. So not only did she fix a problem, but she's also fixing a bigger problem for the homeless and giving them a job and encouraging them to get back to work. So this just goes to show you to not dismiss those teenagers and those children in our lives that have a huge heart and have compassion and are trying to speak their minds and live their dreams. Let's embrace them and let's support them and let's listen to them. How many of us just dismiss a child or a teenager who's talking about something they see in the world that they want to fix? A lot of these children have the biggest heart and smartest wits and smartest ideas, and we just need to embrace them and listen to them and help them. A lot of us may have the means to give them exactly what they need, or may know someone who can give them exactly what they need. And fortunately for us, this girl had a community that surrounded her, that believed in her and gave her the support she needed to see her dream come to life. And now in Dublin, she's fixing a huge issue, and I'm sure that that's something that can eventually come to us here in the US and that can help our homeless. So don't forget to support those around you that are dreamers and trying to be doers. So I just want to reiterate what Goodness and the Grief is all about. The name pretty much sums it up, that there is so much grief around us in every outlet that we're on. We are flooded with political and wars and people doing mean things, and amongst all this grief, there is good. There is humanity that's out there being good and loving on people and doing the right thing and being kind. And that Goodness and the Grief is all about sharing that information, because we are so flooded with negative being the normal. We just see it. It's in our face all day, every day. That's why I don't watch the news anymore. And I want Goodness and the Grief to be where you go to feel love and joy and to be inspired. I also want it to be where you guys go to share what you're doing or what you're seeing or what you're hearing, so that we are spreading love across the world, and from nation to nation, from person to person. And when you see someone you know doing good things, it is going to inspire you that much more to go out and do the good things as well. So do small things. Smile at people, it costs you nothing. Be nice to people, that costs you nothing. Then there's 100 things you could do if you do have money to spare, or if you don't have money to spare. I guarantee it'll come back to you tenfold in one way, shape, or form if you go out and buy a homeless dog or a homeless person something warm or food, or stop and talk to someone that you see crying, or just listen to someone that may be upset. Everyone's fighting a bigger battle than we know about, so it's really important to just slow down and just look at those that are around you and just help one person a day. Make that your goal, whether it's smiling at them or stopping and talking to them, praying for them if that's your thing. Just start with one thing a day that you can do that's good, and you know what? Come and tell me about it so that I can share that, and that's going to inspire someone. I guarantee you it'll inspire someone more than you know. Just like we heard about John O'Malley being inspired by someone simply doing their job. It changed his life, and you being a good, kind, loving person could change someone else's life in ways you could never imagine. So I encourage you guys to continue to be the goodness and the grief around you and spread love, peace, and joy. Have a great week. Thank you.